Now I'm looking at section 5. I have my molding at the ceiling, so I'm good with that. I have my base molding around there. That looks good. But I guess it's time to put in the front porch. So let's go to the first floor plan, and I have already set up all of my stacked walls that I've made. And let's go to that section and take a look at it and see if I have a porch wall. And I have a porch wall right here. If I highlight that, it says that it's a porch wall. And let's take a look at the properties of that and preview it. And so you can see that I have a footing, and then I have a block behind a brick wall, a brick portion of that wall. So you can see that what I have here, that's how I want that to be made. It's the brick ledge, which is the variable. Let's click on that, highlight it. That's my brick ledge. And this is my basement wall, which is just going to go down to the bottom of the garage footing. And this is the variable. So I can set whatever I want that height to be, and it will change the height of this wall relative to what I set that elevation to be at. So let's go back to the first floor plan now. And porch wall. Okay. So I'm going to say create similar. And I'm going to my first floor, which is over here. And I'm simply going to put it in. Let's see what happens. What did happen there? I'm not seeing any error messages. All right, so architecture, wall. It's a stacked wall, so I'm going to come over here and say, I'm looking for my porch wall. Okay, I'll start it right here. And well, it must be there. So let's go look at the section through there and see what I did. If I put it in or not, it seems like I did. So we'll go to this section right here, go to view, and it's not there. All right, back to the first floor wall. I'm going to say porch wall. Where does it start? The base constraint is going to be the bottom of the garage footing, and the top constraint will be, really it's not going to be that high, but we'll put it in there for now. Let's see what happens if I try to put it in now. Okay, now it's letting me do it. And it's reversed, so I'll hit the space bar. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to put the wall across from here, and it's showing that the line I draw is the wall center line, so that's wrong too. But that's okay because we can align it. So I'm going to align the face of that here. And let's clean this up by the extend trim, which I generally call fillet. All right, and so let's take a look at the section now. We'll go to the view. There's my wall. Look how tall it is. It shouldn't be anywhere near that height. I want the top of the wall to be the first floor. Minus a foot. So I'm going to subtract a foot from the offset here. I'm going to say minus 1 foot. And let's see what happens now. That looks much better. I want it to, let's say I want to align the inside face of that. And that will make sense in a little bit. All right, so let's go look at the other section because we want to do the same thing to it. We'll look at this section, which comes through the front, and I can see this wall now. Look at where it is. So we're going to say the base constraint's going to be the bottom of the garage footing, which is correct. And then we want the top constraint to be the first floor minus a foot. So I'm going to go down to the, I'm going to go to the first floor and then say minus 1 foot. And let's apply that and see what happens. Okay, that looks good too. So now let's go look at our 3D just to see what I've done here. I have my 2 walls in. Let's see if we can clean that up. Yep. Okay, so there's my porch. Let's go back to section 5. Just to take a look at what I just did. All right, so now I've put the porch footing in. I'm going to put a concrete slab on top of that. So looking at the first floor, I can't see my footing. So let's go to the basement plan where I can see it. And there's my footing in here and here. And now I want to put in a concrete slab, which will be the top of my porch. So architecture, floor, 4-inch concrete is correct. And I'm going to draw the boundary. And it really, I'll put it up against these 2 walls here, which is the basement walls. But it really, the concrete actually overhangs the foundation here and here. So I'm going to say offset 1 inch and draw these 2 lines in. And that one's on the outside, so that's good. And let's put another line in here, which still offsets 1 inch. We'll come back to there. It's kind of messy. This was an accident, so I'll just delete it, no big deal. And then I'll clean up these 2 edges right here. Always clicking on the parts that you want to keep. So I wouldn't click on this side of the line, I would click on this side of the line. And let's change the level to the first floor. And then let's go down 8 inches, minus 8 inches below the first floor. And let's just see what we did. I never want to do that. So let's go take a look at this in 3D and see what I just did. So I have my wall, now I have my porch. Best to look at it again really in a section. So let's go back to section 5. And there we go. So I have a step from the porch into the house, which is good because moisture, water, snow might accumulate here. And it sits on top of that. Now I knew that the height of this wall was 12 inches below the first floor. And I know that my slab is 4 inches thick. So that's why I knew where to put that at. So let's look at this in 3D again now. That looks pretty good. And so now I want to put a roof over top of it. And that's why I didn't put any windows up here yet, because I don't know how the roof works. But we'll do the roof in the next tutorial.